Wow, I'm going to conveniently drink water while I scroll this list. Wow, True King of All Calamities got banned.
Keep drawing drabber, flipping imperial order, summon red-eyed shrew. Are they banning VSD soon?
We're going to be looking at the sushi archetype that's going to be released in Dawn of Majesty. It was just announced in the OCG, and it's something, alright. I think it's going to be based around normal monsters. There's been some archetypes lately that have been released that have been based around normal monsters. It seems like Konami's been trying to push normal monsters, I suppose, in a way. Like, it's like they select a gimmick of the game and in rotation and find out what they want to support in. I think normal monsters is the next thing. Would be really funny to see cards like Unexpected Die to become completely broken, but it's very unlikely because you have to deal with vanillas, and you know it doesn't really do much. But the archetype is based around a level 4 Fire Aqua monster called Shari no Gunkan, or Rai Suship. The other main deck monster, there's probably going to be released more, but right now I think it's just like 4 or 5 cards, yeah. The other main deck monster is called Roi Suship. I get it. It's funny. The sushi pun it's probably going to be butchered when it gets localized, because I don't trust the TCG team for anything. Even a simple pun like this would be like Sushipper. But yeah, it's a Fire Aqua, like the previous one. You can only special summon this card with its first effect once per turn. You can only use this card's second effect once per turn also. If you control Rice Suship, which is a vanilla, you can special summon this card from your hand. During your main phase, this is the second effect, you can excavate the top 3 cards of your deck, and if you do, you can add to your hand or special summon 1 excavated Rice Suship. Also shuffle the rest back into your deck. That's not very good, considering you can only play 3 of them things. I'm hoping there'll be more main deck monsters that are treated as Rice Suship, but I wonder what the ruling is for excavations, because like, I think if a card is always counted as another card, you can only play 3 of it anyway. Like, I think there's a Harpy monster that has this, and you can't play any other copies. Even if they are separate cards technically, if it's always treated as that monster, you cannot play more than 3 of it. It's with great expectation of a future visit that I'm grading it with 4 stars. That's really funny. The flavor text of this card is really funny, but I think, you know, as we saw with Avram, it was like a poem or something originally, and it was localized to check this out. It's probably something similar is going to happen. And for the extra deck monster, we have Dokyu Gunkan, Ikuragata Ichibankan, Dreadnought Suship, Roll Class First Wardish. So I guess it's like a play on, it's like a sushi version of Dreadnought, the train card. 2 level 4 monsters. It has 2,200 attack and 300 defense. You can only use this card's first effect once per turn. If this card is XYZ summoned, you can apply these effects based on the monster's used as material. Rise Suship, draw 1 card. Row Suship. This card can make a second attack during each battle phase. Once per turn, when your Suship monster special summoned from the extra deck inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can target 1 card they control, destroy. I think this card is actually pretty good. Would be good to see some more main deck monsters to support it. Also, it's very good to bait like back row, and it's good material for Zeus actually. Attacking twice, popping a card, and then just going into downward and Zeus seems like a very strong move actually. It's not amazing or anything, but you know, I think with some more main deck monsters, this deck would see a lot of play actually. Or like, not competitive play perhaps, but like something like that. Something rogue. With a few more main deck monsters, they could become playable at least. Here's the obligatory field spell. Suship Galley Kaisen. Once per turn, if you normal summon or special summon a Suship monster, even during the damage step, that's going to make a lot of weird ruling issues, I think. You can place 1 Suship card from your deck on the top of your deck. Okay, so this, okay, I get it. So this ensures that you excavate with okay, that makes more sense because this card seemed really bad in a vacuum, but with the field spell is better. But granted, you have to have the field spell for it to work even, so that's not even guaranteed. So I'm just hoping there's more main deck names later. So I don't know how they would do that. Maybe if they had a main deck monster that said like, if this card is excavated, its name is treated as the Rice Suship. I don't know. Once per turn, if your Suship monster, special summoned from the extra deck, is sent to the graveyard by an opponent's card, your opponent must pay LP equal to its defense. Then you can special summon one Rice Suship from your hand, and if you do, immediately after this effect resolves, XYZ one Suship XYZ monster, using only that monster as material. That's not really good. It's like a float, but you kind of have to have a Suship card in your hand, and now that there's only like, you can only play like 6 main deck monsters, it's not going to come up very often, and it requires that an extra deck monster is sent to the graveyard by an opponent's card. It's very niche, I think, and I don't get why is this on the card? It doesn't even matter, because like, what, it's 300 defense? I'm assuming probably they'll add, like, probably later they'll have another name in the extra deck that has like an absurd amount of defense, but 300 defense is not very much. This is not a very good effect. I mean, I think when it comes up, it'll put you in a better position for sure, but like, your opponent would have to just not read this card. But then again, like, Yu-Gi-Oh players don't read at all, so it's whatever. And then there's the trap. I probably shouldn't even read this one because it's just bound to be bad, but Kimagure Gunkan Nigiri Suship Roll Specials, Normal Trap. When you activate this card, you can also reveal one Suship in your hand. Reveal 3 Suship monsters from your deck. Your opponent picks one for you to add to your hand. Also shuffle the rest back into your deck. If you reveal the Rice Suship when you activated this card, you choose instead. If this card is in your graveyard, except the turn it was sent there, you can banish this card, then target 3 Suship monsters in your graveyard, shuffle them into your deck, then draw 1 card. This is awful. This is just terrible. This should have been on a spell. I don't see why it had to be a trap. This archetype would have been better with like some sort of Rhoda effect, and the fact that you can't do both effects in the same turn is also terrible. That's just Konami nowadays with the unnecessary restrictions. This card is not very good. Also, you need to have 3 Suship monsters in your deck, which is not guaranteed, considering... Also, this card is probably just dead later in the game, or if you just draw awfully. I guess the second effect is whatever. This archetype is somewhat interesting, but it's not very good right now. We'll have to see some more waves of support to determine what the play style is, or it seems like a just blind going second deck with a lot of normal support. But yeah, right now it doesn't do much. I mean, obviously this deck would be tier 1 if you just pair it up with like any like generic engine, because every deck has like 2 generic engines in it, whether it's Dogmatica or Invoked. So yeah, just play fucking Rice Suship Invoked. Yeah, that's pretty much going to be it. There's not much more to say about these cards. Yeah, we'll just have to see what the next waves of support do. But I mean, the only thing this archetype has going for it, it's funny and it's cute. It's just food. I like the idea of it, but it's just like, it doesn't really do anything right now, and we need more main deck monsters and extra deck monsters to be fair, but like, god, this trap is just awful. Yeah, I'm not seeing this one becoming a short printed secret rare, but who knows? Konami just likes to print shitty secret rares on occasion.